Okay, today let's do one thing. Today let's shift a little bit. So previously what we have done, previously we had known about what is clinical SAS, what are the steps involved, what is clinical data management, what is the workflow, one after the other, like who all are involved in a part of clinical trial, what are the domains what are the major domains which are basically a clinical trial involves, what are the questions which are asked to the patients, and these are the things that we basically read about or which basically we discussed about in the last class or in the previous class. Today, let's shift a little bit and understand how we can do one report generation, how we can do one code. We will come back to SDTMs. We will come back to probably Adams again, like how are the SDTMs defined, how we do the Adam data sets, and then after that we do the table listing figures. So as you know, as a part of the process, once all the data goes into the EDC system, or once all the data of the patient data and the lab data are captured in the EDC system, the study is locked. Okay, the study is locked in the sense means you can make no longer changes to the study. That is a secure one. Now the statisticians and the statistical programmers, which going ahead, you guys will be actually doing it, extracting that data from the EDC system, from the database, loading it into SAS system. And once you load it into SAS system, you have to first standardize it as per the SDTM standard. Now, what is basically SDTM standards? It is something which I discussed in the previous classes. I'll share my screen once again. So this is something which will be required. Like all the data which are extracted will be segregated into different domains. Okay. Like if you see demographics is something like this, demography domain, where you will have the patient demography, all the patient's demography, subject, domain, new subject ID, RFSTDC, all these things will be there. This is the demographics. After that, we will have subject visits. What are the visits on which the subject has gone? Every subject has gone on what all visits during the study. So every details which are captured as a part of the study will be segregated in a standardized process within all these domains. Demographics, comments is a domain, demographic is a domain, subject matter, and all these domains are collectively called as special purpose. We will come to that later. Okay, what is special purpose? Then what we have? We have domains related to interventions where we are actually getting some medicine pushed into our body, like concomitant medication, exposure domains are there, concomitant medications is there. Like if you have any medication related to during the study, procedure, if you have any procedure performed, substance use, if you are using any substances like you are having tea, coffee, cigarette, wine, alcohol, whatever, all these things are, these are important questions which are asked to the patients. The answers are collected and then they are standardized in a way and mapped in these domains like this. Okay. So there are different kinds of domains, like these are intervention domains if you see. Then there are some events which are happening. Any events you can relate it to adverse events, clinical events, all these events. So adverse event, clinical events, protocol deviations, healthcare encounters, medical history, all these comes under the class events. Then we have findings. If you are finding something, what are you finding? Immediately, lab is one. Drug accountability, lab, inclusion, exclusion, lab test, microbiology, microscopic findings, all these things are there. So there are a lot of domains which are there. All these domains, you don't have to map every question to every other domain. No, only those domains which are of your interest based on related to your study, you map those questions or map those domain questions to the questions which are asked to the patients. So this is something which we will come later on. Let's go a little bit, shift focus a little bit today, and let's go to a coding part. So this is the SDTM part. We standardize the data. From this, we analyze the data. What do we analyze? Like analysis is something where it comes to if all the patients are having drugs, what is the average outcome of just to give a random example, like what is the average blood sugar level that has been found in the patients who are taking the drug. Whenever we say some kind of a calculation, what is the highest highest blood sugar measured, or what is the average blood sugar of the people which have been measured, be it for all the visits, be it for be it for a group of visits, all these are analysis. All these are basically data which we are grouping in certain way and finding an average or a summation or a max or a mean, something like that. That is where we come to ADAM datasets. ADAM stands for a analysis data model, and SDTM stands for standard data model. So once first we standardize the data, then on that data we analyze, then we create tables, listings, and figures from them. So I will go to a listing today where we can get a little bit of a flavor of coding, so that because you had finished your SAS programming, you have it fresh in your mind, you know what exactly you do. So what exactly it's done. So I'll quickly shift. So first, this is a listing basically. If you see, this is a listing. So what exactly it is required, what exactly it is needed. So this is a listing or a mock shell. So this is the way that you should be preparing your listing. Listing is nothing but whatever the data is required, you need the data in full. It's not that you have to, like, there is no specific things or grouping, grouping done in listings. You need the full data which pertains to this particular condition. So assignment to analysis population. Okay, what are we doing here? So I remember I told you that we first do SDTM, then we do ADAM, then we do table listing figures. So today we are doing one listing. Let's find out how we do it. So this is the study name. This is the protocol number. Clearly check the mock shell. So this is something which has been prepared by the study. That boss, I want the listing data in this format. This is the date, November 6th. This is the version. This is the listing number, 16.2.1.1, assignment to analysis populations. And what we have, we need the subject number. Okay. Where will we get the subject number from? ADSL.uSubjectID. Let's go to ADSL.uSubjectID. So what I did was, I have done something very simple. So this is it. Okay. So first I have established my libraries. So SDTM, I have given ADAM, SDTM and raw. So on raw, I have the raw files which we are directly taken after the study and putting in that file. From that raw file, we are creating the SDTMs which are kept in here, this location, and from that SDTM, we are creating ADAM. So right now, we will not be requiring these two, we will only be requiring this. But for the sake of it, I have written it. Just map the library. So if I map it, let's map this library. I have mapped it. If I go back, this is the ADAM dataset. Let me know if you have any questions, let me know. Okay. So if you see, ADSL is already created. Okay. So it is already there, which is created. Now let's open it and let's see. So this is the subject ID. What is the first thing that want? USubject ID. So we have the USubject ID in ADSL. So we would be requiring this column. It's a very simple programming. That's why I'm discussing this with you. So that I can provide you the code, I can provide you the ADSL dataset, and you can start working on it at home. One or two more programs. So that this is the hands-on that we need to do, so that we can so that you guys are confident about it. So we have the USubject ID here, all the list. We need all the list of USubject IDs. Okay, ADSL.USubject ID. Fine. Let's go here. Okay. Then what we need? We need safety population, which is what? So ADSL.USubject ID is the column name that we would be extracting from ADSL, correct? USubject ID. But when we are displaying this report, we should be having that name replaced by subject number. You get it, right? Like it's kind of a nickname and it's kind of a good name. Like someone has a nickname, but when you are presenting in a professional environment, you say your good name. When you are projecting this in front of the FDA, you will not be saying that the column name will be USubject ID. Like no, it should be subject number. But what actually at the back end is happening? At the back end, from the ADSL dataset, which is this one, you are taking the USubject ID column. Clear? Any questions? Priyanka, Shagufta, any questions?
No.
Okay, I'll go ahead. Then what we have? We have safety population. We have safety population, we have intent to treat population, we have per protocol population, and we have randomized population. Okay, so these are the columns that we require or that we need. So do we have that SAFFL? Let's see. Yes, we have all SAFFL, ITTFL, per protocol, and randomized. We have all of them. Okay. So now let's select them. It's a simple selection. We need all these and we need to change it in a proper report format. So let's see how we can do it. Keep the required variables from ADSL. We have done it. Data ADSL set adam.adsl. So we have from adam.adsl, we are copying this data set and creating a data set ADSL in the work library. And we are keeping this columns. Do subject ID, SAFFL, IDTFL, PROTFL, brand. Okay. Let's execute this. So ADSL is created. We have it. And that this is the report. This is a simple listing that is there. Very, very basic, simple listing. Okay. So we've got everything there. Now, when you will be, now the interesting part is when you are executing this report in a PDF or an RTF, means in a Word document format, there are so many patients out there. 116 patients are there. Okay. So the problem would be, just a minute. Yeah. So the problem would be it would not fit in one page. This one will not fit in one page. All these results. It would be overlapped. Not, I won't say overlap. What happened would be there would be page breaks. So for that, how do we structure it? This is the program. Data ADSL set ADSL. So we are taking this ADSL data, and within this, what we are doing, we are taking two variables and doing a retain function. Okay, where for first one we are starting with 0, and the second one, page 1, we are starting with 1. Okay, LNT plus 1. Okay, with every record, LNT starts from 0. We are initializing LNT to 0 and page 1 to 1. So, and then we are doing LNT plus 1. So with every record, LNT will have LNT plus 1. If LNT greater than 20, the moment LNT hits 20, that means there is 20 records, then do page 1 equals to page 1 plus 1. That means page 1 becomes 2. Okay, and LNT becomes 1. Again, comes to 1. Let's see how we do it. So that this will be helpful for us going ahead, where we can split the data correctly. You see, LNT starts with 0, and then we do plus 1. Okay, so what happens? 1, 2, 3. This is going. LNT 0, page 1 is 1. So page 1 is 1 means page 1 is 1, starts with 1. So all these 20 records will be in one page. That's the thing. The next 20 records will be in another page, that is page 2. If you see, you know the retain function. We starts with 0 and we have page 1 starting with 1. LNT plus 1. We have done it here. So LNT plus 1 means with every record, LNT changes. See, this is the first record, it starts with 1. I mean, 0 we are initializing, but what we did, LNT plus 1. With first record, it's 1. Second record, it's 2. Third record, and then it's 20. The moment it reaches 20, what happens? If LNT greater than 20, then do page 1 equals to page 1 plus 1. If it's greater than 20, the moment it's greater than 20, see, page 1 has been 2. But it is not 21. Why? Because the moment it crosses 20, we have LNT equal to 1. So it again comes back to 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, again 20. So with this, what we are avoiding truncation of data. We are keeping 20 records in one page. Now, if you can say that, can we have 10 records, 15? Yes, you can. Absolutely. So if at first we do not take this into account, the data will not be clear. Okay. So this is why let's see how the report comes up. Okay. Then we have done. then this is something which will be provided to you by the client basically. So I'm not going into details of it because this is basically a macro style template which you have to use when you are executing your report or when you are displaying your report. Like to get the report in this particular format, like everything is blank, you have this lines, upper lines and lower lines, and this is basically a format. These upper lines and lower lines we have to do it, but the format in which this report is generated, so that template the client provides, because this is a client specific format that they want, this template. But yes, it is a client specific format, but I have seen most of the clients use this similar format. So this is how the listings would be, this is how the tables would look like, so they are more or less the same. So this macro will not, so if you understand about this macro, you can use it anywhere as well. Like you can use it in office, you can use it when you are practice. Even if you don't have a format and you see a format of a listing coming in this way, because the listing generally comes in this format. So you can use that directly, this format. This is nothing but a template structure, how this template will be. And this is the template structure which the client wants the data from. Okay. Once you have done it, now we need to do the beautification part. Okay. So what we do? So let's see. So this is the title. On the left side, we have two titles. Okay. So let's see. Title 1, J equal to L means justify left. It is left aligned. See, of the paper, it is left aligned. This one. So we have got J equals to L. COVID-19, this is the one. Next, we have title 2, J equals to L, protocol, this is the one. So this is the protocol number that we have. Okay. Next, we have title 3, J equal to R, version 1.2. Justify that. So we have the J equal to R. We have given it J equal to R. Even if you see these are on similar lines, but we have to give something like this. J title 3 equals to justify equal to right. Because if we give title 1, this will get overwritten. So this is something that we have to understand and do. Okay. Then we have justify equals to center. This is the center one where we have table 4, which is this one, 16.2.1.1 assignment to analysis. So these are, so we have dealt with the headings. This 7th member, this will automatically come. Why this will automatically come up? This is already there within this table. Okay. That is the concept. It will automatically come up when you execute the data. Okay. Now let's come to the footnote. What is the footnote that we have?
Archit,
Yeah.
hello. So I have one question. They are like version number that is version 1.2. It is in the same line or
It's
like
more or less
COVID
in the same.
9.
It's in the COVID-19 line, right?
Okay. So when we specify L and R, then it will take the first line. It's like that. Means when we specify justified is equal to right, so it will come. It will take the first line, right? Means same
Justified.
line as the COVID
That is
19.
something which is expected. Let's see that. Let's see how it does. Correct. You are absolutely correct. Because all these title 1 and title 2 are left justified. Okay. Title 3 is right justified. But we can't give you a title 1, right? Because then this title will go out. You'll have to, both two titles once. Then you have to, then it is forcing you to give title 3. You have to give. And then even if it is a little bit lower, sorry, even this is a little bit lower, I would say this is a little bit lower than these two, then we get to accept it. Let's see how come it happens. Okay. But as you are saying, you are correct. If it's title 3 and justify its R, then it should be on the same lines as of COVID-19 because it's right justified. Okay. Then we have the footnote part. So I think you got these things. Then why I'm saying you can't give here title 1, because if you give title 1 here, this title 1 here, this will override this one. This is basic rules of SAS. Okay. So we give these titles, then we have the footnotes here. If you see the footnotes, you will see here. D hands-on program, this is the footnote. We have given the footnote. It's footnote 1, it's left justified. Exactly, we have given footnote 1 and this. Okay. Now the thing, options orientation is landscape. This is one. So these are some of the new things which you will be learning. And this is some of the things which will be repeated in all the listings and tables majority. So if you learn it once, you just keep that in mind. Or if you just keep these programs in mind, or this, that's it. And that will help you to apply it anywhere and everywhere. Because if you are working with a client, at least you have something to provide from your own, that you know all these things already, that these are the things which are present. Apart from that, there will be people within your team whom you can reach out to, whom you can say that if they are experienced, more experienced, because you guys will be going ahead with a little bit of experience and you will be knowing all these stuffs. But apart from that, there would be people in your team who would be, who has done client, I mean, who has done different kinds of listings and tables over the years with different clients, and they know that what are the exact functions or what are the exact formulas or what are the exact codes which you would be which you need to make this kind of a report. So that's not a problem. Getting to the report content is the most important thing. Okay, like we did. So here it was simple. We could easily get that. This is Adam, and this is the line spacing which we do, and this is something which client would be providing. And after that, this is the way that you write the proc report. One after the other, one after. But this will remain the same more or less in every study which you do. This will remain the same because this is a standard procedure which majority of the companies follow. So that won't be a problem. Okay. Then we have options, orientation, landscape. So we want the data which is extracted out, because we will basically, so you are seeing here a mock shell, but actually when you extract this data, there would be records in these white space. The white space is basically given to fill up data as per this format. Correct. That's why it's called a mock shell. From this mock shell, understanding this mock shell and applying this mock shell columns, you would be preparing a report, or you will be preparing a full-fledged listing with the data. Clear? Any questions? Absolutely crystal clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Yeah. Now let's go. So this is, we have options orientation equals to landscape. We will want it in landscape. Then what? ODS RTF file. What is ODS RTF file? Because I have shown here that we want the report both in RTF, which is a Word format, both in PDF. Okay, both in both formats. So I have to mention a location in my computer where I can store it. So ODS RTF file, where will I save it? D Clinical SAS COVID-19 study here. So where is the location in my computer? Let's see. We have D. This is the D. Then we have Clinical SAS. Then we have COVID-19 study. And within this, I want to store my report. Okay. This is where I want to store my report. Let me delete this one. This is the place where I want. And D Clinical SAS COVID-19 study. Let's see. D Clinical SAS COVID-19 study. And this is the report name that will be generated for RTF. And similarly, this will be report name that will be generated for, say, one will be PDF, one will be RTF. Now, style equals to styles.test. This is exactly this one. Styles equals to styles.test. This is the proc template style.test macro, which was provided to me to us by the client. This is a standard macro for the template. So when we are creating this report, it should be created in this style. That's it, nothing else. Okay. Now we come to the proc report function. What do we do with proc report? Proc report is data.adsl. Now we are making some changes to the data set that we have created, which is this one, ADSL. Okay, so check this. Proc report data equal to ADSL split. We are giving a split sign. Okay, style equals to output width is 100%. What is the style? So since we have given options orientation equals to landscape, we have given style equals to output width equals to 100%. Means the output width, the entire page we are considering as 100% length, or the width of the page is 100%. Okay. Then ODS escape cat, this will come. I'll come back to here later. What are the columns that we would be taking into picture? page 1, use subject ID, SAFFL, ITTFL, everything. We would be requiring page 1, use subject ID, SAFFL, ITTFL, PROTFL, and RANDFL. All of the things we need. Okay. First, what we do, define page 1 order. Now we have to go into every column and make it correct, or make it in a way that it could be represented in the report. So what do we have? Define page 1 order, no print. So first we are defining page 1, and at the end, why we are writing no print is that we are ordering the page 1 for obvious reasons, but we don't want to print it, because can you see any page 1 here? No, right? The records which would be generated, we will be dividing them into different pages with the help of the variable page 1. But do we need page 1 in our report? No. So that is the reason we are defining page 1 order. We are ordering it as per its order, like 1 1 1 1, then 2 2 2 2, like that. But at the end, no print means we don't want it. Okay. Next, what we have, define use subject ID order. Okay, this is something which we want to get printed, the first column of our report. So what we do, define use subject ID order, and we have given it a correct name, which is subject number. Check here. This is what should be displayed, subject number, not ADSL.use subject ID. Now what we do, style of the column. Okay, how the column will be. Column will be justified to the left. Cell width will be 20%. See the column? Column means this column which is there. Style column, if you see, this is the data it's talking about. So what will it be? It would be justified, will be left. It would be left justified because the column is in the left, and the cell width will be 20. So if you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns, we have to divide it in 20, 20, 20 in order to get it a full 100%. If there are 8 columns, we have to do 100 divided by 8, and we have to get that equal. But sometimes what happens is that, I'll tell you honestly, some columns have more data, some columns have less data. So if we do equal half in every column, then that would be a problem. So if there is less data, it will take up more space. If there is more data, it will give less space, and the columns will get truncated. So based on the column structure also, we have to give a percentage. If some column is very slow, we will give 10%. If the other column is a little large, instead of 20, we will give it 30%. Got my point? Here, everything is equal or more or less similar. And if we give 20% to everyone, it won't be harmful, or the data will not be truncated. That we can issue. But if it gets truncated, then we have to find another way. Okay. So, and this is the style of header, is how this will be coming up. Subject number, this will be coming up. That's the thing. Subject number, header, justify equals to 1, cell width. Now let's come back. If you see subject, and then there is this split symbol and number, and we have already given split symbol here. Why have we given it? What do you think? Split? Huh?
To split.
Different lines, the next line.
The split means like this: subject will be in one line, number will be in another. Okay, subject will be in one. Similarly, safety in one line, population in another. So same thing we have done. Define safety, SAFFL safety. Define ITTFL intent to treat. Define PROTFL, this one. Define randomize, this one. So we have given. Now what we have done, compute before page. Before it, this is basically a functionality. So before page, we need a line. Style, output, these are the ones. And compute after page. Okay, compute after page, we need another line. So what is it basically? Compute before page and compute after page. These are the lines. Before page is this one. This line, if you see, after page is this line. I mean, compute page is, this is the one line. Before page, you will get the top line, and after page is this line, I suppose. Yeah, this is the one. So this is something of a standard function that we use. Compute line at the rate 1. If you see line at the rate 1, style, ODS, output, border, width, this one. And since it is, if you see line at the rate, so this is basically a style which is being given, which will be which will be actually implemented on this line. So if you remove the line at the rate one here, this will come as it is in the report, like words. But we won't want it, right? The line should have output width of 100%, border top width of 0.5%. That is why we are giving it line at the rate one. And after also, so key compute before page, this is the one. Compute after page, this is the one. Then what we do, break after page one, page. So after every page one, so right now you understand that after page one, every page one which you see, break after page one slash page. The moment where page one breaks, where does page one break? Here, after 20. You shift the data into another page. So how many pages will be there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages. And since we have started with ODS open, where did we get that? 1 second. Just a minute. ODS all close. Okay. Okay, here we have started with ODS. If you see ODS RTF file. So this is where we have started generating the PDFs and RTF. Okay, this is the file. In this file, all these data in its structure will be represented and the PDF will be closed. That's why ODS underscore all underscore close. When you give ODS underscore all underscore close, everything will close. Like all this, generation of this PDF and RTF file will close. Clear? Let's execute this totally and see how the report comes. Okay. Let's take this totally and execute it and see. You see? How is it come up? Yeah, it doesn't work like that. Priyanka, you are right. See? Version 1.2 has come here. So we can't help that.
Yeah.
Okay. We can't help that. Now, now that is something which we basically will be talking to client. Let's see, this you have given the mock shell in like this, but it is not possible in this way. So this is how we have done it, and that is okay. And see, 0:20 now it's 8:25 my time, 8:25 a.m. IST. It's Wednesday, it's November 6th. This is the first page, one. If you go down, it is page 2. And see, every page has 20 data spread across. This is the footnote. And if we have not given this page, what would have happened? There would be more data. This footnote wouldn't have been there. Footnote would have been gone. In order to make all these one after the other, this is the way that we do it. This is the Word document. So we have 6 pages. We have 6 pages, perfect. And let's see the Word document, PDF. This is the PDF file. Got it?
Yeah. So Archit, I have one question.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, regarding the lines, we are like giving the two, like how the 2 lines are coming, like that I want to.
These 2 lines are coming basically before the
No,
report. Yeah.
no. Before and after, I understood that one, but we have the 2 lines before in the like where the title is, right? Yeah,
Hmm.
these 2 lines are there, right? The
Uh,
subject number, yeah,
Correct. I think this line would be difficult to bring, the top line. That is something we can check. This top line is something with this line basically. This is something which we need to check once. Because if you, no, it's not difficult, it's coming up, right?
yeah. So there are 2 lines, right? So
Ah, ah. So this one comes automatically, like one of the lines which is there, it comes automatically. But in the PDF, is it coming? PDF, it is
yeah,
not. you give one
It's
line.
not coming. Yeah.
Yeah, there is something of this will happen. I mean, will be there. Something of that discrepancy, like the top line, if you see. But we can check that how is the top line coming once, or we can try some ideas of how we can do, because we only have compute before page where we
Just
have
one line we are mentioning, right?
this is
So
one line we are mentioning, and also compute after page. But before page, how will you do it? Because if you see before page, we have two lines, and this is correctly coming here. Now, if I do one thing, so if we want to see which line is actually coming up, let's do one thing. Let me share the code with you. Do one thing, comment out this part before page. Okay, just comment it out. Execute the code and see which line is missing out of these two. So you will get an idea that, okay, if this line is missing, then compute line is basically bringing this line, and this line is automatically there. Randomized population, if this below line is already there as a part of this format, okay? So that is the one. So PDF, you get some differences. That is something which is there. Like PDF, you don't have everything perfectly done. PDF, you get differences. But here, if you see, there's only that line difference. Otherwise, everything has come perfectly.
so is this okay in that way, or we have to?
That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. That's not a problem. That's not a problem. I'll tell you one thing. It might be because I have this SAS application installed. It might be because of that. It might happen. The latest SAS version that you all will be doing might not have this. That's why let me send you this code. Do it. Give me some time.